Alright, to start this review, I do feel kinda bad for anime games. It seems they're always in this strange position where they have to appeal to non-gamer anime fans and to hardcore gamers who are also anime fans. It is a tough spot to be in, especially with a follow-up release like CyberConnect 2's newest fighter, Demon Slayer: The Hinokami Chronicles 2. I reviewed the first game, so I guess it's only natural that I take on the Entertainment District arc, the Swordsmith Village arc, and the Hashira Training arc. This adventure builds on the systems and style of the first release, though I still feel like there was some room for the developer to include options that would satisfy the more hardcore crowd while keeping the experience approachable for everyone. But let's unpack that in this review.
Burning bones, summer sun.
He's fast.
Demon Slayer: The Hinokami Chronicles 2 offers a few modes at the beginning, but I would focus on the story campaign first since it unlocks more characters and teaches you the combat nuances. The campaign comprises 3 arcs: Entertainment District, Swordsmith Village, and Hashira Training. Similar to the cliffhanger anime fans had to live with at the end of the Hashira Training arc in the anime, I wish the developers did more to mitigate this ending with maybe some pushback on the publishers to allow original what-if arcs or special bonding missions. And I know that's asking a lot from a licensed project, but let characters who rarely interact in the manga or anime team up for one-off missions with some story scenes. In its current form, if you are caught up on the show, then there's not many surprises waiting for you here. That said, the energy in the story scenes that lead into the big fights is just as thrilling as watching the anime. Seeing these mashups unfold and then being handed the controller to face upper demons is a very cool feeling, so much so that I honestly steamrolled the main campaign over a weekend because I was having so much fun. Opening with the Entertainment District sets the bar for how tense the scenarios can be. Swordsmith Village then follows with plenty of Mitsuri Kanroji moments, which is great, but from a gameplay perspective, the Hashira Training arc slows the overall pacing once its setup actually kicks in. Now, before getting too deep into the combat, I want to call out how much CyberConnect 2 does to mix up the structure here. There are minigames, side missions, explorable areas, and hidden items that keep characters feeling varied. The downside is that the side quests are forgettable, they don't stick with you, and they are over in minutes. It honestly feels like they were simplified somewhere in development, especially since there's some underutilized ideas like reading NPCs' energy or collecting specific items. Nearly everything is conveniently marked on the map, so you never truly have to hunt for anything or think through objectives. The only side missions that I remember clearly are the ones that take you to a new dungeon, and even those don't have much staying power. But on that note, the map is way too generous. Every time you enter an area, you can pull it up and see all hidden item locations immediately. There's also a voice clip of Tanjiro saying, "Okay," every time you pick it up. Let me put together a nice little clip for you so you can hear what I was hearing.
Okay, 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 okay.
Okay, yeah, it is kind of funny when the items sit next to each other and he cuts himself off to say okay again, but it could be toned down a little bit. The campaign only features a handful of other minigames, and the only one you truly need to care about is Mitsuri's for reasons. Side note, this will be a great time to ask for a beach scenario. You know, come on, please. You are in the M rating. Let us please just celebrate with a day at the beach. Okay, I digress. Exploration itself is better than I expected. These areas are brief yet fun to move through, and they do a great job of adding a sense of scale and place across each arc that helps with immersion. Little runs through streets, forests, and courtyards break up the cadence of cutscenes and battles in a nice way. I also appreciated that the campaign lets you play as different characters at regular intervals. Swapping perspectives refreshes the scenery, changes your movesets, and yes, lets you hear everyone's version of that pickup okay as you grab items.
Nice!
Small touches like that give the story a brisk rhythm even when the objectives are simple. Now, when it comes to combat, each character plays a little differently. Shinobu became my favorite in Versus and in the extra training modes that reward items for completion. Now, that might be because she feels a little bit overpowered, but I'm not complaining. Fights revolve around noticing or creating openings. Most players will start by brute forcing attacks, but before long you'll understand that conserving your skill gauge and saving your power up meter for an ultimate arts pays off in the later chapters. That push and pull between aggression and restraint gives even straightforward encounters a nice flow once you settle in. You can block and you can dodge, though there does not seem to be a defined window for a perfect dodge. You can also summon a partner to tag in for you or apply pressure so you can start a fence. Your partner can even save you from an incoming attack, which I thought was a great touch that adds another decision point at every exchange. Some battles are notable for being more demanding than others, and certain enemies have unique attacks that trigger quick time events. These moments easily help keep the fights from blending together. You can further differentiate encounters by equipping badges that heal, buff stats, or add small skills. I didn't need to lean on the badges to finish the campaign, but the option adds variety once you hop into the other modes. As you rotate through the roster, you rank up each character, which unlocks additional stat boosts. That progression feels like a missed opportunity for bonding episodes tied to the characters as you use them the most. Come on, imagine a short mission or extra scene that unlocks when a pair hits a certain rank. The game gestures towards that style of reward, yet stops short of following through. The experience you earn also finds a point system that unlocks new characters, costumes, and ID customizations for your online profile. Now, none of these are required, but they do give fans a way to collect high-quality stills from their favorite scenes, which is a fun bonus. Okay, so if you set your expectations correctly, the Hinokami Chronicles 2 actually delivers. It's a pretty fun game and something that fans of the series, especially younger players, will enjoy experiencing from the perspective of a video game. Still, there's a lot of room to grow through difficulty options and a more demanding combat system. The team could have honestly learned from recent fighters that let players choose between a simplified control scheme and a more technical one. But even with those wishes, I can't deny that I was hooked and didn't want to put the game down. The core loop is satisfying, the spectacle lands, and the campaign respects your time. I should also highlight the Hashira training mode, which adds structure for anyone who wants more after the credits. And lo and behold, there are multiple difficulty tiers in this mode. Here, you create a team and chart a path to one of the Hashira while collecting items and fighting against theme mashups. This is likely where you can see some of the ultimate arts that you didn't see in the campaign, alongside some of the flashy dual ultimate arts that are a blast to witness. It's a solid detour if you're in the mood for extra fighting, although it didn't convince me to grind for much longer than a few runs. I played through my favorite character routes, grabbed some rewards, and then just moved on. Demon Slayer: The Hinokami Chronicles 2 does way more than its contemporaries, and yet it still needs more to stay prominent in this space. As a follow-up, you'd expect it to grow with the fanbase, and right now, the ceiling feels a little too low. The bones are solid and the presentation is strong, so the next step should be to thrust players in with options that scale the challenge and the systems. Still, even with that caveat, I had a great time playing through these arcs and hanging out with the cast. The way these characters overcome some of the most one-sided fights is incredible to witness with the controller in hand, and I can't overstate how good it feels to say I just took down an upper-ranked demon. The game hits the existing beats it needs to hit, and when everything clicks, it reminds me why this series translates so well to a video game. Noisy Pixel is giving Demon Slayer: The Hinokami Chronicles 2 a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon to help support our continued growth, and subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.